Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, March 24th. So we will see the moon in Virgo energy go void, of course, at 11:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be shifting into Libra energy at 4:39 p.m. again Eastern Standard Time. That is definitely going to push us in this full moon lunar eclipse window that, of course, will be popping off in the wee hours Monday, March 25th. We are feeling that heightened sense of awareness, that emotional situation rising to the surface for a new level of awareness and integration. We are definitely feeling the intensity shift in a totally different direction. A lot of that, of course, is because the transition from Virgo energy to Libra energy is going from the earth energy of Virgo, where, again, Mercury rules over that particular sign, meaning we were all up in our headspace really processing what needs to stay and what needs to go and what we could do better and where it is that we could create a little bit more order among the emotional chaos. And of course, when we move into Libra energy, that's about finding the balance in between what it is that we've let go of, what it is that is left, and what it is now that we need to invite in. This is about finding peace and harmony within ourselves, especially between our heart and our head. But of course, the Libra energy has us focused on relationship dynamics as well, how it is that we are sharing ourselves, our time, our energy, our space with the people, with the world around us. And again, really being illuminated full moon energy to where it is that things are a little bit out of whack. I am going to recommend, if you haven't already, to download your Aries season e-guide, flip to this particular page where this energy shift is going to be the main focus over the next couple of days. There's definitely going to be an astro forecast for your listening pleasure. If you want to jump over, take a listen to that. And for those of you that are Moon Guide subscribers, both on my website and Patreon subscribers, you will be having a very special episode of this full moon lunar eclipse where we are going to switch things up and really do a deep dive on what these particular energies are all about and how it is going to affect you individually according to your chart. So with that being said, we're still kind of in the energy building phase and stage. And there are 7 different aspects taking place here today. 5 of them are going to involve the moon, helping us to really see a pressurized area of our life become the major focus of where it is that things have gotten out of whack, where it is, emotionally speaking, we have to bring things into order. We have to find peace, harmony, and balance within ourselves. And the days prior to this major lunar event definitely going to intensify our overall emotional realm. So with that being said, while the moon is still very much in Virgo energy, we're going to make a very tough interaction with Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information communication, how it is that we express ourselves in this Aries energy in his pre-retrograde shadow phase. Now, Mercury rules over the Virgo energy that the moon is in, so the interaction with the ruler is always a little bit more intense. And because this moon energy is our heart space and Mercury is our head space, and this isn't the greatest interaction, it is definitely highlighting where it is that our heart and our head not on the same page, not in the same space at all. A lot of the reason there is because Mercury being in this Aries energy, it's a fire sign. So we're really trying to pressurize our thought process. We're trying to rush the decision, the choice point, if you will. We're trying to not look back. We're trying to look ahead, but we're definitely trying to push certain ideas, topics, and themes before they're actually ready to be actualized or realized. The moon being in this Virgo energy, again, needs to break the smaller pieces down in order to understand the greater, grander objective. And Mercury being in this Aries energy isn't taking the time to actually think things through. There's more of a rush to just kind of jump into this greater, grander picture without thinking of the smaller pieces needed in order to actually align with that vision. And of course, we aren't really, I'm going to say, in the space right now because of the full moon lunar eclipse to see things as clearly as we would like. So there's definitely a kerfuffle between what it is that we think we're doing versus what it is that we feel like should be done. And so again, what we want to do versus what needs to be done, that is an inner conflict all in itself. Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money in this Pisces energy, going to make a positive interaction with the North Node in Aries energy. This is highly suggestive that we are really doing a deep dive in our heart space. We're really kind of reprocessing, if you will, the change of heart that we have had over the last couple of months, especially where relationship dynamics are concerned. And because of this, this is kind of painting a very different picture for our future projects, future endeavors, future goals, visions, and dreams than what it is that we thought we would be kind of dealing with just a couple of moon cycles ago. Venus and this North Node energy is a growth. It is a evolvement. This is a realization on where it is that the heart is changing, and therefore values, priorities, wants, needs, and desires are also changing. But a lot of this is putting us in a very different realm of understanding what is required of us now in order to actually pursue this new path, this new want, this new need, this new desire. The moon in Virgo energy going to make a direct opposition sitting across the table with Neptune in his place of power in this Pisces energy. This is going to be the last aspect that the moon in Virgo is going to make before going void, of course. It isn't the best one because, again, an opposition puts us at two very different points of, I'm going to say, conversation, of realization. The Pisces energy, of course, sits across from the Virgo energy in the zodiac wheel. But here's the thing. The moon in Virgo energy likes to really focus in on the smaller details that make up the greater, grander whole. We like to have full focus, full concentration. We are in the mood to kind of do what needs to be done. But the distracting effect of Neptune being in Pisces energy is making it very hard for us to focus on the things that we need to fix, heal, and resolve. There's this wish-washy energy that comes crashing upon us, kind of swaying us back and forth away from what it is that we actually need to focus and concentrate on. And because this Virgo and Pisces energy sits across from each other in the zodiac wheel, the Virgo energy wants to be rooted in the physical realm where logic and practicality reign, while the Pisces energy wants to kind of lose ourselves, if you will, in the la-la land, in imagination land, in dreamland, in creativity land, in the mystical lands that, of course, are not rooted in logic and practicality at all. It is mostly based in emotion and in intuition. So an opposition gives us a time to realize where it is that we're too heavily weighted, either in the physical realm or in la-la land, and giving us a prime opportunity to kind of meet ourselves in the middle. Again, having one foot in la-la land, one foot in the realistic realm, that is how we're able to kind of ground here in the physical realm and bring some of these goals, these visions, these dreams to life. So as I previously mentioned, 11:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is when the moon in Virgo is going to go void, of course. While the moon is void, and again, when the moon is void, things are a little bit shaky, things are unstable, things are uncertain. However, we are having a beautiful interaction while the moon is void between Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, and Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. Now, Venus is in Pisces energy. Jupiter is in Taurus energy. We love Taurus and Pisces energy working together because, again, whatever it is that we can dream, what we're feeling, what we're inspired to pursue, we're able to bring it into form, into life, into reality through the Taurus energy. Now, Venus and Jupiter coming together in this sextile is definitely going to open our heart space and head space to a different level of seeing the world, especially our relationship dynamics, from a different set of eyes. Our mood, our attitude, our vibe is a lot more open. We are trying to kind of pluck out the silver linings out of the tougher situations that we're in. We are kind of more open to accepting the differences in relationship dynamics. We are focused on just trying to be a little bit more cooperative, more forthcoming, more optimistic with our overall situation. This is putting us in a situation also where we want to have more fun. We want to have more enjoyment. This is, again, the Pisces energy that Venus is in is very renewing. especially where spirituality is concerned, where hope and faith is concerned, and Jupiter is here just magnifying all the things that we're currently kind of experiencing and thinking and bringing a certain level of optimism and confidence into the realm of us realizing that things are going to be okay. Especially in relationship dynamics. Again, Venus in her rulership over this full moon lunar eclipse in Libran energy. So it's almost like we're freeing ourselves up from a lot of the weight, a lot of the pain, a lot of the trauma. We are focused on the good parts that are working for us, that we do feel good about, that there is stability in. And this is just a beautiful interaction for us to kind of be a little bit more open-hearted, a little bit more accepting, a little bit more compassionate for ourselves, for the world around us. This is definitely more focused on realizing the spiritual connections, the spiritual life lessons that we're currently kind of moving through, especially where our relationship dynamics are concerned. And because we are in eclipse energy where all things are divinely scripted and semi-fated, this is going to be a key indicator on where relationships are ending and where new relationships are beginning. But we definitely have a very hopeful, very dreamy, very mystical outlook on whatever will be, will be. It's a great mind frame to be in, a great heart space to be in, and definitely boosting the overall positive vibes that we need to be in for this particular eclipse energy. So the moon shifts into the Libra energy 4:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the very first thing that the moon in Libra does is makes a very awkward interaction with Jupiter. And so this is kind of putting us in a situation where we're seeing a overwhelming, I'm going to say, intensity build in our emotional realm, tipping the scales, so to speak, in a favor of the problematic areas that, again, full moon is going to fully illuminate on where it is that there's been craziness and chaos, where there hasn't been balance, where there hasn't been peace, where there hasn't been harmony. Again, Jupiter magnifies whatever it is that's going on, and this isn't the most stable, most, I'm going to say, positive or energetic influence that we could have. And we are definitely, I'm going to say, more down in the dumps, having a little bit more of a negative and pessimistic type of perspective than we were earlier on in the day under that beautiful Venus sextile Jupiter influence. The moon in Libra going to make a very tough interaction with Mars. Mars is the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger. And he is now in Pisces energy. We just shifted into Pisces energy late Friday evening. If you have to go back and take a listen to that astro forecast, I'm definitely going to recommend you do that, because we're in a very interesting time of emotionally, intuitively, and spiritually trying to get in alignment with a new mission, a new passion, a new purpose. Now, the moon interacting with Mars in this way, because it is not a favorable interaction, this is going to bring out all of the fears, all the insecurities, all of the restlessness, all of the anxiousness, even a little bit of anger, especially where our relationship dynamics are concerned. This is about us realizing the emotions that we have essentially been backburnering, have been repressing in a lot of ways, now coming to the surface for a new level of awareness, for a level of integration. And where Mars is concerned, we are definitely passionate, but probably in the wrong ways of tapping into passion, where it is that we feel like there is a, let's call it, disservice being played out in some of our relationship dynamics, where things aren't fair, things aren't enjoyable, things aren't happy, things aren't happy-go-lucky, peachy keen. And that is really putting us in a frustrated, anger type of disposition, which is exactly what we need. We need those emotions rising and building for a particular release that will be happening under this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra energy. Now, the last thing that we have going on here today is actually a good thing. But it's going to be hella intense. But again, we're in eclipse energy, so intense is the main word, the name of the game here. The moon in Libra is going to trine, beautiful interaction with Pluto. Now, Pluto, the great transformer himself, is in Aquarius energy and a key factor player under this particular full moon lunar eclipse in Libra popping off here on the 25th. Now, the moon interacting with Pluto means that there is an emotional change, an emotional transformation, where we are using the earlier not so nice thoughts and feelings to build ourselves into a new placement of power and control, not only over our thoughts, but our emotions, and therefore adopting a more positive, more optimistic mood and attitude on how it is that we are going to bring the fragmented pieces and parts of ourselves, of our relationship dynamics, the distance between our heart and our head into balance, into a place of harmony, so that again we can feel a lot more in control than we have been feeling over the last couple of weeks. And again, probably a false sense of control, because under eclipse season we are at the mercy of the cosmos. We don't have as much control as we would like to think that we have, but this is a good practice to see where it is that we're at, having the discipline, the willpower over our thoughts and over our emotions.